The water here feels thick, like liquid velvet cooled by millennia of undisturbed silence, pressing against the skin with an enormous, steady weight. You can hear only the soft, rhythmic drag of deep currents, a monumental breath taken by the deep itself, along with a gentle, profound hum that vibrates not in the ears but in the bones. The absolute darkness is a physical presence, smelling faintly of cold minerals and the distant, unknown salt of ages past. Chapter 1. The descent and the pressure veil the physical environment. Slowly, we begin this descent, descending past the known realm of twilight and into the deepening embrace of the bathozone. This journey is less a movement and more a gradual yielding, a passage into a state of profound stillness that time seems to forget. The pressure here is astonishing, a silent, crushing force measured in tons every square inch, accumulating with meticulous, unwavering precision. We speak of pressures exceeding 1,000 atmospheres, pressures that compress and reshape the very concept of existence into something entirely unique. These pressures are not sharp or immediate. They are a sustained, colossal embrace, a constant, heavy blanket that necessitates an equilibrium of unimaginable structural integrity. The water column, stretching across depths that often exceed 6,000 meters, acts as a vast, perfect pressure gauge, maintaining a sublime, unwavering constancy. This uniformity of force is itself a profound physical constant, guiding the lives and the geology within. We must imagine the immense density of the water at these levels, the specific gravity holding everything in place in a majestic, supporting column. The descent transitions us through layers named by early pioneers, names that ring with the mystery of exploration. We pass through the mesopelagic, the zone where vestiges of light barely cling to visibility. Then comes the bathopelagic, a realm defined by absolute, uncompromising dark, a void measured in endless kilometers. The light above, once visible, fades gracefully, not abruptly, but as if dissolving into millions of particles of nothingness, leaving only the residual memory of solar energy. This descent is a slow, weighted meditation on absence, a journey into the physical boundaries of illumination. Across the vast, dark water, the contours of the abyssal plain spread out, a geological canvas of unparalleled magnitude. These plains are characterized by tremendous flatness, stretching to incredible linear distances, often covering areas tens of thousands of square kilometers. The floor itself is typically coated in a fine, continuous blanket of abyssal ooze, composed of microscopic calcareous and siliceous remains, the accumulated dust of eons. This ooze, soft and nutrient-rich, settles patiently, minute by minute, century by century, forming a geological record written in sediment. It is a testament to the slow, ceaseless work of gravity and biology combined, a deep archive of planetary history. The sheer scale is difficult for the human mind to fully grasp, requiring a kind of imaginative slowing down, a necessary reduction of the senses. We are surrounded by depths that challenge our sense of orientation, depths where the concept of up or down loses its sharp definition, replaced by a more holistic sense of being contained within a monumental liquid sphere. The water temperature, consistently measured, tends to linger around 2 degrees Celsius, a stable, unchanging coolness that permeates every structure, every organism, every minute detail of the deep-sea landscape. This perpetual chill acts as a magnificent preservative, slowing metabolisms and preserving the ancient rhythms of life. And so, within this pressure veil, under the silent watch of crushing, eternal darkness, the fundamental physical rules of life and geology are rewriting themselves, creating an environment where adaptations are not merely beneficial, but absolutely mandatory for survival across vast stretches of undifferentiated depth. Chapter 2: The Architects of Stone, Plate Tectonics and Trenches. We gently shift our focus now, looking downward, not at the organisms scattered across the abyssal plain, but at the very foundation of the basin itself, the massive, relentless process that shapes the ocean floor, plate tectonics. The Earth's crust is not a solid, monolithic shell, but rather a collection of colossal, interlocking rafts, the lithospheric plates, constantly moving relative to one another. These motions are slow, incredibly slow, moving at rates often calculated as mere centimeters per year, comparable in pace to the quiet crawl of a fingernail growing over the span of decades. These continental and oceanic plates are driven by forces originating in the deep mantle below, by convection currents of molten rock behaving like a slow, planetary convection oven. The movement is powerful, yet its manifestations at the surface, across the breadth of the ocean floor, are one of deep, measured patience. The largest plates, such as the Pacific Plate, drift across the globe, their borders marking the most geologically active and dramatic zones on the planet. The trenches, those V-shaped scars deeply etched into the ocean floor, are the most dramatic visible consequences of this slow-motion cosmic ballet. They represent the points where the immense stress of converging tectonic plates reaches its maximum intensity. Specifically, subduction zones, the areas where one plate slides beneath another, are the architects of these abyssal trenches. Here, one oceanic slab descends back into the Earth's mantle, meeting unimaginable resistance and enduring a process of gradual, irreversible sinking. Consider the Mariana Trench, the deepest point in the known habitable world, with trenches extending down past 10,000 meters. To visualize this scale is to confront the sheer, relentless power of continental forces. The geological process here involves immense friction, the grinding of crust against crust, and the gradual cycling of rock material back into the Earth's deep interior. Over periods spanning millions of years, these plate interactions create the mountain ranges, the deep troughs, and the mineral-rich hydrothermal vents that punctuate the abyssal landscape. The plate boundaries are thus not merely lines on a map. They are zones of constant, quiet transformation, areas of intense heat, mineral precipitation, and dramatic physical change, all unfolding at a tempo that renders human life almost ephemeral. They provide the structural scaffolding for the entire vast biological tapestry we are observing. We acknowledge the tremendous weight of eons pressing down, the cumulative effort of crustal movement, shaping the basins into the vast, abyssal zones we currently traverse, a powerful, subterranean current carrying the weight of continental drift. Chapter 3: The Rhythm of Currents, Hydrodynamics, and Time. Gently, we turn our attention to the movement that permeates this vast, watery cathedral, the currents. These deep-sea currents function as the circulatory system of the planet, operating with a sublime, powerful rhythm that has maintained these immense ecosystems for uncountable epochs. They are not the surface swells, driven by the transient energy of wind, but rather the deep, colossal, planetary flows driven by temperature gradients and variations in salinity, the thermohaline circulation. These deep currents move with a meditative consistency, tracing incredibly complex, slow-motion pathways across the globe's entire water volume. The Great Deep Ocean Conveyor Belt, as it is sometimes called, moves water masses that have been isolated and preserved for hundreds of millions of years. It is a system of profound, measured inertia. The flow profile dictates the distribution of heat, nutrients, and dissolved minerals, ensuring that even the most secluded abyssal patch receives the necessary, if incredibly diluted, refreshment. Imagine the water flowing over the vast, unaltered slopes of a continental shelf, moving with a weight almost disproportionate to its temperature. This flow is incredibly slow during the nadir of the deep, perhaps mere centimeters per day, yet its pervasive effect over geological time scales is monumental. These currents act as universal scavengers, slowly collecting and dispersing organic matter, ensuring the nutrient availability that supports life far from the primary sources. The abyssal currents interact intimately with the topography of the seafloor, where the currents encounter a sudden drop-off, an underwater canyon, or a ridge. Their energy patterns shift, creating localized eddies and boundary layer turbulence. These localized movements carve into the soft sediments, redepositing nutrient-rich materials in predictable, gentle cycles. Water masses are classified by their age, their composition, and the conditions under which they formed. There are Mediterranean waters, Pacific deep water, and various basin inflows, each carrying a unique chemical signature formed by interactions with different continental crusts and different levels of microbial activity. These immense reservoirs of water move through the global ocean system in predictable, measured cycles spanning thousands of years, a testament to the powerful, unhurried physics of the deep. The sheer scale of this hydrodynamics, the volume of water moving, the sustained pressure of its flow, is a humbling, perpetual motion that defines the life and the geology of the abyssal zones. Chapter 4: The Alchemy of Light, Bioluminescence, and Energy. As we continue our quiet survey, we turn our attention to the most arresting and delicate biological phenomenon, bioluminescence. In the total, uncompromising absence of sunlight, life has found itself not merely surviving, but thriving through the internal, gentle creation of light. Bioluminescence is not a flash of brilliance, but a measured, cold emission, a biochemical reaction that converts stored energy into photons of spectral purity. The mechanisms behind this cold light are extraordinarily refined, masterpieces of chemical engineering honed by the pressures and the darkness. Various organisms, from the smallest copepods to massive predatory fish, employ photophores, specialized light-producing organs, to communicate, to camouflage, and most critically, to capture the scarce energy that fuels their existence. This light serves multiple, deeply integrated purposes. Sometimes, it acts as a lure, a soft, enticing gleam in the eternal curtain of night, drawing unsuspecting smaller creatures into the effective radius of a predator's metabolism. Other times, it is used in counter-illumination, where the creature matches the faint residual light filtering down from above, effectively erasing its silhouette and rendering it invisible to upward-looking predators. The quality of this light is often a specific shade of greenish-blue, a wavelength that travels most efficiently and predictably through the deep, cold water column. It is a muted, subtle glow, speaking less of spectacle than of sophisticated, evolved survival strategy. The entire abyssal ecosystem, therefore, is characterized by a low-level, complex, constant illumination, a liquid tapestry woven from millions of tiny, synchronized chemical reactions. And so, the life here exists in a state of constant, gentle phosphorescence, where energy is conserved meticulously. Wasted light is rare, and every photon serves a profound evolutionary purpose. The study of these light adaptations reveals a biology governed by efficiency, patience, and the ultimate mastery of chemical transformation, moving seamlessly through the overwhelming darkness. Chapter 5: Metabolisms in Slow Time, Adaptations and Slow Living. Moving deeper into the physiological aspects, we encounter the remarkable concept of slow metabolism. Life in the abyssal zones cannot afford the rapid, high-energy demands characteristic of surface environments. Here, where food falls from the photic zone at an incredibly attenuated rate, the concept of metabolic efficiency becomes the absolute core determinant of existence. Organisms have evolved to operate on the principle of maximum energy conservation. Their internal workings move at a far slower tempo than creatures in shallower waters. They possess reduced muscle mass, optimized digestive systems capable of extracting every last micronutrient from scarce detritus, and life cycles stretched across phenomenal timescales. This slow-motion existence is not a state of stagnation, but one of profound, careful optimization. Creatures are often characterized by gelatinous, gas-filled bodies, requiring minimal structural support and consequently minimal energy expenditure simply to maintain form against the colossal pressures. Their biological equilibrium is a masterpiece of minimized output. We observe adaptations in movement itself. Many abyssal species are either ambush predators, relying on extreme patience and minimal effort until the opportune moment, or they are highly adapted drifters, minimizing active swimming and relying more on the gentle momentum and the persistent guidance of the abyssal currents. The concept of starvation is here not a periodic crisis, but a constant, integrated state of being. The biological rhythm is synchronized not to the daily cycle of solar energy, but to the grand, indifferent clock of geological and oceanic circulation. Understanding these slow metabolisms requires us to mentally adjust our perception of time, to embrace a rhythm dictated by millennia, where the energy needed for movement today must be preserved for the necessary emergence decades, or even centuries hence. Chapter 6. The Deep Sea Ecology Ring, Nutrient Cycling and Chemosynthesis. The life that persists in these profound depths operates on multiple, interwoven energy cycles. While the distant, marine snow from above provides the baseline diet, the deepest biological activity often relies on geological energies, a process known as chemosynthesis. This represents an energy source entirely independent of the sun's warmth, a truly independent form of life genesis. In the unique, highly mineral-rich environments around hydrothermal vents, life thrives by oxidizing chemicals emanating from the vents, primarily hydrogen sulfide /TextH2 /TextS$ and methane /TextCH4. Specialized bacteria and archaea act as the primary producers here, converting the chemical potential energy of these compounds into the chemical energy necessary to build complex tissues and support vast local ecosystems. These vent communities, while localized and geologically dependent, provide a breathtaking counterpoint to the nutrient scarcity of the surrounding abyssal plain. They are oases of extraordinary biomass, blooming in the otherwise barren, deep darkness, fueled by the planet's internal furnace. Across the vast, quieter abyssal plains, the primary nutrient cycling remains highly focused on the degradation of sinking organic matter, the marine snow. This organic rain, millions of years in the making, fuels the scavenger communities and the specialized detritus feeders. The intricate processes of decay, consumption, and recycling are so slow and efficient that they allow for the sustained life of deep-sea ecosystems, maintaining a delicate, low-energy equilibrium over geological timescales. Pause. The resilience of these ecosystems is profound. They demonstrate life's unparalleled capacity to adapt to extremes, barotrauma, total darkness, near-freezing temperatures, and crushing pressure. The balance of the deep ocean floor is a testament to slow, relentless, and highly efficient life processes. Conclusion. And so, we observe an environment governed not by the fleeting drama of the surface sun, but by the slow, deep, persistent thrum of geothermal and chemical forces. The abyssal plain is a crucible where life finds its most profound expressions of persistence. It is a domain of profound adaptation, a sanctuary where the fundamental laws of energy conversion, be they solar, chemical, or geothermal, allow for the miracle of persistent deep-sea life. It reminds us that life, in its deepest chambers, is ultimately a masterful equation of profound endurance. Continuation start. A master equation of profound endurance. Chapter 7. Sensory deprivation and sensory recursion, the perception of the deep. We must now consider the profound effect of this environment on perception itself. For the surface dweller, the deep ocean presents an overwhelming sensory blank slate, a vacuum of traditional stimuli that forces a radical recalibration of the senses. In the total absence of variations in light, photons, and temperature, thermal variance, the brain, an organ designed for a richly varied surface world, must find new sensory inputs. The primary sense of awareness shifts from sight to the detection of subtle changes in pressure, chemical composition, and low-frequency vibrations. The water column acts as a vast, immense transducer. Every distant seismic tremor, every minute shift in the deep currents, every faint bioelectric signal generated by distant life forms is captured and transmitted through the dense medium. This creates a reality mapped not by what is seen, but by what is felt. Sensory adaptation is extreme. The nervous system begins to interpret minute pressure gradients as actionable intelligence. A slight increase in viscosity, a whisper of dissolved gas, becomes a critical navigational marker. Furthermore, the isolation fosters a unique phenomenon of psychoecological adaptation. Life here does not simply function. It achieves a synchronized state of being with its environment. Biological systems evolve to process the entire data set, the gravimetric, the chemical, the thermal, the bioelectric, as a single, continuous reality stream. The perception of day and night becomes meaningless. Time acquisition operates on cyclical gradients of chemical and thermal stability. This sensory mastery underscores the sheer alien nature of the deep ocean. To survive, one must become essentially a liquid sensor array, capable of processing subtle fluctuations that would entirely evade any terrestrial observer. It is a world of hypersensory engagement, where the very structure of awareness is redefined by the immutable laws of hydrodynamics and geochemistry. In these deep, abyssal planes, the concept of noise, as we understand it, unrelated disruptive sound, is absent. Instead, there is a complex, structured symphony of biological and geological signals. Every sound contributes data. Every perceived darkness is in fact a measurable field of energy differentials. The deep sea is a masterpiece of constant, structured communication, heard with the entire body, not just the auditory canal. Pause, submerged in thought, reflecting on the profound quiet. A shift in the data stream. A low, rhythmic thrumming begins, too structured to be natural decay, too vast to be a single creature. It suggests mechanical function, distant but relentless. Subsection, the deep geological whisper. Beneath the biological noise, there exists the constant, colossal language of the solid earth. This is the communication of the crust, the melt of mantle material, the slow dance of tectonic plates. This geological whisper is the foundation upon which all other life is built. The process of plate tectonics, the relentless collision and separation of continental crusts, dictates the very chemistry of the water. Hydrothermal vent systems are not merely sources of unique fauna. They are planetary chemical factories. They precipitate minerals at rates that contradict surface equilibrium, venting superheated, chemically saturated plumes of materials ranging from iron sulfides to manganese oxides. This continuous, powerful mineral efflux fundamentally redraws the local geochemistry, creating temporary, highly volatile ecosystems that exist in a perpetual state of dynamic chemical exchange. This mineral soup, teeming with chemosynthesis, represents a profound alternative energy pathway to phototrophy. It is life divorced from the solar input, utilizing the incredible potential energy locked within Earth's own internal heat engines. The organisms that thrive here, the extremophiles, are not merely resistant to harsh conditions, they are powered by them. They rewrite the very definition of biological necessity, proving that life is less dependent on the sun and more dependent on the planet's core dynamism. Transition. From the chemical source of life, we move to the biological complexity built upon this foundation. Subsection. The architecture of extreme biology. The biological life found in the deep is an aesthetic marvel of convergent evolution. Faced with near-freezing temperatures, crushing pressures sometimes exceeding 1,000 atmospheres, and chemical toxicity, life has repeatedly evolved singular, miraculous solutions. Consider the bioluminescence. It is not just illumination, it is complex communication, a multi-tiered language of threat, attraction, and misdirection. Different species utilize specific wavelengths. Blue-green hues are most effective in deep water due to scattering properties. A flash can mean everything from "I will eat you," the sudden, overwhelming burst of light, to "do not notice me," the methodical, pulsing countersignal. The pressure adaptation mechanisms are equally profound. Specialized proteins and lipid compositions are utilized to stabilize cellular membranes against immense compression. These biopolymers operate at the edge of physical possibility, representing molecular engineering perfected by evolutionary time. The result is an entire biosphere built on exquisite resource management. Nothing is wasted. Energy is harvested with an almost impossible efficiency. Every enzyme, every bioluminescent photon, every single molecule of hydrogen sulfide is accounted for, utilized in a closed, self-sustaining loop of extreme chemical and biological precision. Conclusion: synthesizing the elements. Final synthesis: the abyssal continuum. The deep ocean is not a place of extreme conditions. It is a fully integrated, incredibly stable system of complex interactions. It is where three massive, powerful forces, geothermal dynamism, chemical gradient, and biological adaptability intersect without compromise. The life that thrives here is the ultimate proof of biological tenacity. It compels us to rewrite the limits of our own understanding of what constitutes habitable space. From the abyssal plume chemistry to the gentle, calculated pulse of a deep-sea anglerfish's lure, the entire deep ocean represents a continuously running demonstration of self-organization, chemistry, and persistence that fuels the deepest reservoirs of planetary understanding.